first half somewhere around the 40% mark.
Well, it's the end of a long trip, I suppose. If you're looking for excuses, well, it's more likely, frankly, to get mental fatigue set in than physical fatigue even. But one will lead to the other, obviously. If your mind's not quite in it, you don't come ready to play, and that's what the road will do to you.
We're down to 24 seconds to play in the quarter. There's a 6-7 second differential between time remaining in the quarter, which you see in the top portion of your picture, and the shot clock. Rasmussen low. This guy's been all world in the first half. 16 points for Rasmussen. Dennis Johnson at the other end. 6 to go in the half. They swing it to Minifield for a 3. Lohaus follows for 2.
Ooh, that might wake the troops up a little. Spectacular play by Lohaus.
Good anticipation by Brad Lohaus. Ainge slaps it away. That is the end of the first half. The Celtics had been down by 18. They have battled back to get to within 12. But whether or not Larry Bird will be available for the second half or not, we don't know. He got whacked in the nose late in the first half. At halftime, it is Denver 63 and the Celtics 51. Gil Santos and Bob Cousy back here in Denver, Colorado, where at halftime the Nuggets lead at 63-51. They carved out that 12-point lead with a good burst early in the second quarter. Celtics led 27-26 after 1. But over the first 6 minutes of the second quarter, the Celtics were outscored 16-6 by Denver. The lead got to as high as 18. Celtics chopped it back to 12. Larry Bird caught an elbow from Blair Rasmussen across the nose late in the first half. Suffered a cut right across this portion of the bridge of the nose. Whether or not he'll be able to play in the second half, we don't know. Make it worse, they called a foul on Bird. In any event, the Celtics are down 63-51. Prior to the game, Coos had a chance to talk to former Boston College star Michael Adams, who's become a starter and a star here in Denver.
Thank you, Gil. Michael, doing great here in Denver. Why has it all come together here particularly?
Well, I think I finally got with a team that's more suitable to my style, and that's the running game and the passing game, and we get to create a lot more, and things are a lot easier that way.
You know, with the NBA players every year getting taller and taller, how do you explain, the Spud Webbs and Tyrone Bogues and Michael Adams in the league and their success?
Yeah, I think now teams are more being aware of what we can do, and rather than what we can be liable on defense or anything like that. I think they're just thinking about that we can make guys worry about us also on the other end. So it's tough for those guys to guard us too.
Yeah, speaking of that, well, hey, I relate to the point guards for obvious reasons, so I hope this trend continues. But speaking of defense, the obvious rebuttal is, yeah, fine, they can lead the offense, but they get in trouble when we take them inside. How do you deal with that?
I think we all look for help in this league. So from the centers on down to the forwards to the guards, it's no big deal. I think when somebody's in trouble, we help them, and I think it's the same case for the guards. If we need help when somebody's posting us up, we get it.
Yeah. Did you ever lose hope? Obviously, to reach this level and do as well now as you've done, you've got to believe in yourself. When you were sent back to the CBA, did you ever question yourself and your talent and ability to play on this level?
No, I don't think so. I think all I had to do was just work hard and try to get back here and just work on my skills, my shooting and things, which I've improved on, I thought, and just get another chance from another team, and hopefully it will be more to what I'm accustomed to doing, and that's running and pushing up for guys to score on fast breaks.
I missed the game in Boston, 31. What happened?
I don't know. It was like a homecoming, I guess.
That'd be a highlight for you so far.
Yeah, it has been. I guess it probably was the best game of my pro career. So, and the Boston Garden's just like home to me, so it felt good there.
Yeah. Michael, good luck, really. Do well. Thanks for joining us. Gil and I are going to be back with more halftime. Also, we'll be going back to Channel 56 for a news update after these messages.
Don't forget to enter the Miller Lite Channel 56 fourth quarter shootout. All you have to do to win a color TV and Celtics jacket, name the Celtic you think will score first in the fourth quarter. To enter, send your name, address, and telephone number to Miller Lite Channel 56 fourth quarter shootout, Post Office Box 56, Boston 02125. Keep watching to see if you win. Well, Coos, no, you don't have to be a genius to figure out why the Celtics are down by 12 at the half. They have not played good defense. They've allowed Denver to get easy shots and shoot 65%. Denver's played in-your-shirt defense, and they've kept the Celtics away from easy shots, and the Celtics are shooting 39.6% for the first half. That's the only difference. Rebounding is even. Each team has turned it over 10 times.
Yeah, and the solution, obviously, is just as simple to figure out. It's What's required is a simple upgrade in the level of intensity, which and specifically focused on the defense. You know, can't allow a 47% shooting team to shoot at 65%. The results are obvious. So we've just got to play tougher and harder.
The story with Larry Bird. He has a broken nose. He will play in the second half. I want to remind you that Stop and Shop and Channel 56 invite you to enter our Celtics Dream Night contest. You and a guest will receive 2 tickets for a Celtics home game, hotel, dinner, and your own limousine to the Garden, plus a $100 Stop and Shop gift certificate. To enter, fill out an official entry form at any participating Stop and Shop. Keep watching Channel 56 to find out if you're a winner. Celtics are down by 12. When we come back, we'll find out if they can come back in the second half.
Between the Celtics and Nuggets is coming to you live from Denver and is being brought to you in part by New England Telephone. We're the one for you, New England. New England Telephone. Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows. And by the owners of your local McDonald's restaurant, where it's always a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Okay, as you look at these first half statistics, Larry Bird hit 2 out of 10 shots. Picked up 4 personal fouls. The 4th one came when Blair Rasmussen broke his nose. I suspect that with a 6-point first half and hitting 2 out of 10, we may be about to see a vintage quarter of basketball or half of basketball by Larry if he doesn't foul out of this thing.
Yeah, let's see what happens. He's operating under 4. Don't forget, he's been traumatized to some degree. You know, that's so you got to kind of clear your head. And, you know, he's not the type of player that's going to become gun shy because he's protecting that. But I have a hunch that he's probably right.
Nice feed off to McHale cutting in, but it was kicked out of bounds by English. Celtics with Ainge, Johnson, Akers, Bird, and McHale. And Denver matches up with Adams. Lever inbounds to Dennis Johnson. And we get a foul inside on the Denver Nuggets on Fat Lever. They've got Lever and Adams at the guards, Hanslick and English the forwards, Shays at center. It'll be Celtics ball with a fresh 24 seconds on the foul on Hanslick. First team foul of the second half. Right inbounds to Ainge, and now Bird. Cale low, wheels over Shays, cuts the deficit to 10. Kevin had 16 in the first half.
Good job. Paid attention to business that time. Got it down where it belongs to McHale.
Now let's see what the Celtics do on the defensive end. This is English with McHale on him. They go low. The Celtics slap it away, and Ainge comes up with it. Bird on the other end. Takes it all the way, and he was being ridden by Hanslick, who picks up the foul. For Bill Hanslick, that is his 3rd personal and the 2nd on Denver in the 3rd quarter. 2 fouls quickly by Denver as a team to start the 3rd quarter. Celtics looking to get it under double figures for the first time since midway through the 2nd quarter. Bird takes it to the hoop, kicks it off to McHale.
Yes.
Out the basket by McHale.
Yes, beautiful.
Oh, mercy, what a shot by McHale. Back to the basket in the air. He was fouled by Shays, and the basket counts.
Watch this. Here's the penetration. A little pick and roll. That frees up Kevin. Takes the lane of the basket. Has the presence of mind to flip it up over his head. Gets the nice soft roll. Watch again. Bird draws a crowd. That triggers the pass to McHale.
Foul, by the way, was on Hanslick and not on Shays. T.R. Dunn replaces Hanslick. The Celtics have quickly cut it to 7 at 63 to 56.
Not only that, but Denver has to foul to make up for the height disadvantage, and by having patience on offense and working their plays, it gives Denver more of a chance to foul. So already we've got them with 3 team fouls. Should be helpful.
Denver with 3 team fouls in the first minute and 15 seconds of the 3rd quarter. The Celtics with none. DJ, now McHale. They're trying to post Ainge up low on Adams. He goes over Michael Adams for 2. And the Celtics start the 3rd quarter smoking from the floor and playing hustle defense at the other end.
Celtics really tending to business early here offensively. Much better patience.
Akers the
rebound on their offense. Bird in front. Yeah, they went inside to McHale. They went inside to Ainge and Bird on a little pick and roll.
Akers, the offensive rebound, puts it up. No. Rebound, Shays, whistle, loose ball foul. Akers. Be the Celtics' first team foul of the 3rd quarter. Soviet Union defeated the United States 7-5 in Olympic hockey. It was Dallas 123, Washington 108 final. Milwaukee beat Seattle 115-93, and Cleveland over Philly 115-107. Here the Celtics are down by 7 points. 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Celtics have been down by 18. Find defensive play by Ainge, but a foul has been called on Danny Ainge, fouling Dan Shays.
Casey will take that one. The important thing is they're playing support defense in the back. They're trying to help each other out. So if they continue doing that, it's going to have a great impact. Michael Adams
for three.
Way out.
Rebound McHale, the deep rebound off Adams' three-point miss. Celtics down by 7 as Ainge brings it down against Adams. They got Bird posting up low, finds Akers inside, but it's slapped away. Ainge slaps the ball away at the other end, but going in for the layup is Michael Adams.
Yeah. Akers' fault. He was flat-footed. Bird drew the trap with Akers' man. He stood in this position instead of going into the open area. Bird led him there, but he just wasn't there to get the pass.
DJ takes it to the hoop right by Shays for 2. Matter of fact, right by Shays and Lafayette Lever.
The other good news is that the Denver intensity so far has lessened considerably, if you notice. Opportunities are opening up for the Celtics. Other than they're looking for the good opportunities, the tough deny defense is not there, and they're simply producing them a lot easier.
To the basket goes Adams. A little whirling dervish from Hartford, Connecticut.
Well, Michael was quiet in the first half, only that one three-pointer, but I hope that doesn't mean that the Celtics are going to forget about it.
Bird inside, no. Larry can't buy a basket. Out it comes to Lever, and we have a technical foul on the Celtics, and another one, and Jimmy Rogers has been thrown out.
Well, that's about as upset as I've ever seen Jimmy get. I guess he wanted the foul on Bird. And I guess it's a, delayed reaction from the way Bird got hurt to begin with. And the foul going the other way. And now, of course, he picked up a little contact underneath and nothing was called.
For those of you who just tuned in, Larry got his nose broken late in the first half when fouled by Blair Rasmussen. The foul was called on Bird at the time. This time, Larry was trying to hit the layup. Jimmy Rogers complained of a no call. And 2 technical fouls were slapped on Jimmy Rogers, who's been thrown out of the game. And Alex English will shoot one more. Denver's built its lead back up to 10 at 70-60. And now Kevin McHale is talking to Alexander, trying to figure out why English has 2 technical foul shots. And they're telling Rogers he's been thrown out. Kevin is telling him. One more free throw for Alex English. Denver leads by 10. This thing is going to get pretty wild before it's over.
It's not going to be easy, but I'll tell you, this again could trigger a very positive response on the part of the Celtics.
Well, Jimmy is trying to plead his case with Alexander. Now Bennett Salvatore is telling him to leave. And, of course, the crowd is all hyped up.
As is Casey. Casey's out there almost at mid-court, so Bennett Salvatore did the right thing and walked away.
Yeah.
Would have been easy, to retaliate again at that point.
All right, here we go. Celtics down by 11, 8:46 to go in the game. Adams in the corner, done. And Denver pushes its lead back to 13. They've scored 6 in a row. The Celtics had cut it down to 7. DJ gets knocked off the ball, and it'll be Celtics ball with 17 on the shot clock. 8:32 left in the third quarter.
Don't take the outside shot now. Take it in. You're going to get a foul. Yep, absolutely. That was the play.
Kevin will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul is called on Dan Shays, his 3rd personal. No, Kevin will shoot a couple as you look at a replay of it.
And a 4th team foul, so Celtics have an opportunity to exploit that.
Celtics have only 2 team fouls, so the Celtics for the final 8.5 minutes of the quarter will be at the foul line. Of course, the other part of it, they've got to make them. Kevin has one more coming. He's got 21 points in the ball game, 22 for McHale. Far and away the Celtics leading scorer. Larry Bird still with only 6 points. It is 73-61 Denver. English and now Lever. English takes the baseline, kicks it back out to Adams. English again on the other side.
Good ball movement by Denver produces eventually the good solid shot for English, who's shooting at 50% from the field.
Denver continues to shoot very well. They lead by 14, 75-61. McHale wheels in, count the basket, and he's fouled by Shays. That will be the 4th personal foul on Shays. It puts Denver over the limit, and Kevin will have a chance for a 3-point play.
Shays giving up the position to McHale, and the trap just a little late getting in there enables Kevin to spin into the middle. The trap is designed to push him away from the basket and give him a lower percentage shot. That time they were just late getting in. So the defensive intensity is lessening on the part of Denver in the second half.
25 points now for Kevin McHale. The Celtics are down by 11. Adams for 3. Well, every time the Celtics get to within range, Denver comes up with either a three-point basket or a couple of baskets and push it back up. They lead by 14. DJ trying to post up. Pat Lever wheels in on him, out the basket, and he's fouled.
Good strong move by Dennis. Just made up his mind he was going to muscle it up there, picked up the trap, but still found an opening. Watch him. He's going to find a little daylight between the center and
Pat Lever.
I guess.
It's his third personal foul. DJ with a free throw. He's got 10 points now. Looking for a three-point play. Kevin McHale, 25 points in the ball game, 9 already here in the third quarter. So the Celtics can certainly take advantage of the McHale matchup inside. Adams pushes it back very quickly for Denver. They're not going to let the air out of the ball and slow things down. You can bet the farm on that.
Celtics will have the opportunities, and they're playing much better defense. Need to pick up Michael Adams a little quicker. But
that lever with Dennis Johnson doing everything he can defensively.
That's the problem you see with letting a team, a mediocre shooting team, develop a hot hand early in the game. Their confidence is soaring, and even now, when you're digging in, it's going to make your job a lot tougher.
McHale again for the Celtics. And it's 80-69. We're in a run-and-gun war right now with the Denver Nuggets. 7 minutes to go. Third quarter. This guy was hot in the first half. Remains hot. Rasmussen now with 18 points in the ball game for Denver. Rasmussen season high 25. McHale is 27. Bird does not get the basket, but he does get fouled. And there will be a timeout on the floor. 6:49 to play, third quarter. Celtics trail by 13, 82-69. When we come back, Larry will be shooting 2. Four Seasons Travel wants you to cruise with the Celtics. Sun-filled 7-day trip departing August 27th on the Sovereign of the Seas to Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, and other exciting ports of call. If you'd like to go, cruise with the Celtics. Call 617-890-7930. Third quarter, the Celtics are shooting very well, 7 of 10, but Denver shooting even better, 8 of 10. So the Celtics, even though they are playing better on the defensive end, are unable to slow down the red-hot Denver Nuggets, who are shooting almost 68% for the game.
Celtics are going to get back into it, and they're going to get back into it from the line. Normally, teams are shooting, I guess, 3 more free throws a game.
Denver's
Denver.
7. No, they're more than that.
Yeah, it's got to be more. That didn't sound. In any event, they send the team to the line a lot more. Again, Rasmussen, Gilmore standing flat-footed, just allows him to roll off and go in.
Rasmussen with 20 points in the game. It comes in low to Gilmore. Tries to muscle up for 2. Does not. Rebound, Alex English. Down to Pat Lever. Denver leading by 13 points. 84-71. They go to the Rasmussen matchup again. That kid can't miss. Blair Rasmussen has 22 points. And Denver's lead is 15 points again with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Celtics got a lot of work ahead of them. Ainge trying to post up. He does. Foul line turnaround. They're going to bring Lojas in, and I'm wondering if they're not going to try to bring him in to do something with Rasmussen. Count the basket, and the foul is on Dennis Johnson. Perhaps, Coos, the Celtics waited a little bit too long and have allowed Denver to get such a head of steam going.
Exactly.
Their confidence is soaring.
See, just a little give-and-go move there by Lever. Good speed going without the ball. Watch. Just flips it off to the side, and then good cut move right by DJ, who just reaches in.
Makes it a three-point play, and the Celtics fall behind by 16. Rasmussen has missed only 1 shot in the game. He's 10 of 11. Lojas is in, replacing Gilmore. Lojas is playing center. Ainge posts up, bank shot for 2.
They're not getting the help they were giving each other, I say, in the first half. That's a good sign. And we're playing better defense, but they continue to shoot at a torrid pace.
Well, Denver is the kind of club. We're going to foul here on Ainge. Oh, it's on Bird. It's on Larry Bird, his 5th personal foul. Well, Larry picks up his 5th personal foul. He has only 8 points in the game. He suffered a broken nose. He has really had a very difficult night here in Denver.
Well, he was trying to shield himself, kind of falling away from the play.
Fred Roberts
looked like a foul on the replay.
Fred Roberts is in replacing Larry Bird for the Celtics. So the 5 now is Johnson, Ainge, Lohas, McHale, and Roberts. Celtics trail by 15, now 16 as English hits both of them. Looks like it's going to have to be a second half comeback effort keyed totally by defense and going to McHale inside. Or Ainge posting up on Adams, but they quickly triple team Ainge and they foul him, and so Danny will shoot 2.
Can't throw high lob when you're going into Danny with that kind of height advantage, because high lob allows the defensive help to get into Michael. You know, you got to throw it, put a little mustard on it, and then if Danny makes the move quickly enough, the help doesn't get an opportunity to get down there. But if you lay it up there for a while, that neutralizes the height advantage.
Ainge now with 20 points in the ball game. 21 for Danny, and the Celtics are down 91-77. And Denver continues to shoot blazing hot here in the 3rd quarter. Adams goes by Ainge, kicks it over to Rasmussen, who almost lost it. Now Adams again.
I'd say he makes a lot of things happen, Michael Adams.
Rasmussen is 11 of 12 from the floor. The kid has scored 24 points. A 3rd-year player from Oregon, 7-footer, Blair Rasmussen.
They allowed him to think he was an all-star shooter in the first half. Now he's obliging.
Rasmussen draws the foul. That'll be his 3rd personal, and McHale will shoot 2. 16-point deficit, 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
It is, and that's Kevin going for the skyhook. So he didn't do it on a rookie. He did it against the experienced veteran. Unusual, and doesn't normally respond or over-respond to a fake that way.
28 in the game for Kevin. His season high is 31. And the way he's been going, he can score all night long on this Denver defense. Calvin Nat has checked in for the Nuggets. He's at one of the forward positions with English, Rasmussen, Adams, and Lever, the 5 for the Nuggets. There's Lever, whistle, and a foul on Dennis Johnson. That puts the Celtics over the limit. Though they did not enjoy the foul advantage for very long, nor did they take advantage of it, really, because Denver just came down every time the Celtics got a couple of free throws. Denver would come down and get a basket. The Nuggets in this 3rd quarter, as Rasmussen hits the front end of 2, that ties his season high of 25 points. Denver's only missed 2 shots in this quarter. Rasmussen's season high 25, also his career high, which he just tied, and he's got 1 more. Here's the case of a team drafting a 7-footer 3 years ago and hoping that he would eventually become a player, and he has become a pretty good one in 3 years.
Yes,
tonight,
he has.
He's a great one.
He was listed as a project 3 years ago. You're absolutely right. And, it's paying dividends now. He's a player.
Minifield wheeling in, gets it out to Kevin McHale. Minifield's in replacing Johnson. Whisk rebound McHale, and he knocks it back home. Kevin now ties his season high of 31 points. And it's a 14-point deficit. 4:20 to go. 3-point shot is way off target, but English has the rebound. He comes up short. McHale has it for the Celtics. Quickly outletting to Dirk Minifield. Celtics with a good size advantage here if they can take advantage of it down low.
Want to wait for McHale to get down and set up their play. Lohas.
Oh, it won't drop for him, and he'll be at the line to shoot 2. Brad Lohas taking the feed. When you look at the matchups inside, Kuz, you've got McHale at 6'10" with Rasmussen at 7 feet, but then you've got Roberts at 6'10", Nat 6'6", Lohas 7 foot, English 6'7". So while the Celtics have that advantage inside, they have not so far been able to take advantage of it. There's Mike Evans in for Denver, replacing Lafayette Lever. 1 more free throw for Lohas.
Evans was effective in the 1st quarter when he played, had 5 points.
Lohas gets 1 of the 2, gives him 5 in the game. Celtics are down by 13. Nat, now English to Nat inside. Block. foul on either Lohas or McHale. It's going to be on Lohas, and Calvin Nat will shoot 2. Nat, the 9-year veteran, is a 73% foul shooter.
It is. I'll tell you, this young man was a very critical part of this team. They thought they could. They won the Western Division, I guess, in '85, and they thought they were in position to do it again. This kid went down with an injury in the first game last year.
Achilles tendon.
Exactly, and has had, I guess, knee injuries this year as well. So he's been hampered. You can tell he's just a shell of himself. But I'll tell you, he was a tough one. He was as ferocious as 6'6" or 6'7" rebounder. And this is just what this team wants, because it's a finesse team, with the exception of Nat. So they need a tough guy out there.
Lohas outside, buries it. And it's 96-84, Denver by 12. 3.5 minutes left, third quarter. Evans takes it inside, swings it back out to Adams. Now they go to Rasmussen. He's been a killer. And he's fouled.
I'll tell you, Kevin went for the same fake. Same up fake there. Let's take a look again if we can. We showed it to you a moment ago. There it is. See, he just rolls it around, puts it in your face, and Kevin overreacts. Then he's just half a step behind trying to get back into the play. He's got a foul.
Rasmussen, a 73% foul shooter, has one more coming.
Not tonight, he's not.
No, he's perfect tonight,
5 for 5, yeah.
6 for 6. 98-84. There's an indication of what kind of defense the Celtics have played for most of the ball game. Denver is 2 points away from 100 with still 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Looking for Roberts low. Now Minifield. 3 minutes left. Third quarter. Celtics trail by 14 points. Ainge trying to post Evans. Fall away by Danny. Rebound to the smallest man on the floor, Michael Adams. Kicks it off to Evans. Denver has missed 3 shots in this quarter.
Again, Adams pushing it up floor so quickly before the defense gets a chance to set and finding a shooter. And Evans is that.
100-84 and a whistle and a foul on Mike Evans. There's a timeout being called on the floor with 2:37 to play in the third quarter, and the Celtics still a long way away from being back in this one. It is Denver 100, the Celtics 84. Sunday starting at noon, it's a day of fatal attractions with the eyes of Laura Mays. Play Misty for Me and The Seduction on Boston's movie station WLBI TV. Karen Hill, who's account executive for the Denver Nuggets, wanted us to pass along greetings to her family members and all the Hill family in Winthrop, Massachusetts, native of New England, working out here for the Denver Nuggets, who are shooting 13 of 17 in this quarter. They're shooting 68.4% for the game.
And that's against, in this quarter, a good solid defensive effort on the part of the Celtics. So they've got it going now. They're a shooting team when they're in transition. Everything works for them, and they've controlled the tempo of the game throughout.
Denver leading 100-86 after Ainge hit the 2 free throws. Rasmussen has 28 points. Boy, is he unconscious or what? 30 points for Blair Rasmussen. He has missed 1 shot all night. Denver by 16. Ainge coming off the pick. Baseline jumper partially deflected to the hands of Calvin Nat. Adams for 3. You knew it was going to go in. You absolutely knew that was going to go in. The Denver Nuggets in the third quarter have hit 15 of 19 shots.
That's a backbreaker by Michael Adams. He timed it well. He knew psychologically what kind of an effect it would have on the crowd and the Celtics.
Denver has hit 15 of 19 shots in this quarter. They are at 70% for the game, and they're winning by 19. Good grief. Talk about catching a tiger by the tail. Didn't matter that Cooper and Jay Vincent couldn't play. Everybody else has been smoking hot. 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Denver leads by 21, and the Celtics want a 20-second timeout. Denver 107, the Celtics 86. You're watching the Boston Celtics Television Network. Denver outscored the Celtics 37-24 in the second quarter. In this quarter so far, 44-35. Denver with a 70% shooting night, and when things like this are happening, Coos, I guess it's just there's not a darn thing you can really do about it, because the Celtics have really played some pretty good defense in this quarter. At least they've worked at it and tried.
This quarter they responded well.
But what was it? Just letting Denver get the head of steam?
Oh, absolutely. The damage was done in the first half. Plus this team is very difficult to beat at home anyway. The people being out simply inspired them even more, and they've overachieved, but we've allowed them to overachieve.
Roberts makes it a 107-88 game with a minute to play in the third quarter. Now, you always expect water to seek its own level and hot teams to eventually cool off. But my goodness, Rasmussen missed a shot. Take him out of the game. Got a loose ball foul on Lohas. So even when they miss, things are breaking right for them.
Well, jump shooting team will get a much longer rebound, and if you've got some quick alert guards, they're going to come up with more offensive rebounds that way than they will muscling inside, although that time Nat simply was allowed to get the inside position.
Even if Denver in the fourth quarter fell off to a 10 or 15% shooting, the Celtics would still have a tremendous distance to come, being down by 20 points. So it's going to be a long fourth quarter for the Celtics unless they get as hot as Denver's been, and Denver just turns totally ice cold. 108-88, 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Denver's biggest lead is equaled right there, 21 points. Reggie Lewis in for the Celtics, replacing Ainge. Roberts pushes it down, takes it to the hole, and is fouled going in. So Fred will go to the line to shoot two, as the foul is committed by Mike Evans. Final scores in the NBA: Cleveland 115, Philadelphia 107, Dallas 123, Washington 108, Milwaukee 115, Seattle 93, and at the Olympics the Soviet Union beat the USA in hockey 7-5. Fred Roberts rattles the first one in. There's Larry with a poor night here in Denver. Offensively, he's only scored 8 points. He's picked up 5 fouls, and he's suffered a broken nose in the process. Well, it's not been a good night for Larry Bird. English and now Evans for Denver. 30 seconds left in the quarter. And another foul called on the Celtics. Lohas is hit with his 5th personal foul. And at the line to shoot two for Denver is Alex English. If he makes them both, Denver will have its biggest lead, 22 points. English gets the first one to go, and it's a 21-point Denver lead. English in this ball game has 28 points. One more for Alex. 29 points for English, and Denver with its biggest lead, 22 points. Get it to Lewis, and he was being fouled by Mike Evans. So Reggie will shoot two. Reggie Lewis steps to the line looking for his first point of the game. He's just been in about a minute or so, maybe less. 23 seconds left in the third quarter. Celtics led it the first quarter, 27-26. Denver hit them with an 8-0 run early in the second quarter, as the Celtics had gone ahead by 3 early, 29-26 early in the second quarter. Denver then hit them with an 8-0 run to go ahead 34-26, and they have led ever since then. With a lead right a moment ago at its apex at 22. Right now it's at 21. We're down to 11 seconds. There's the time in the upper middle portion of your screen. They get it to Rasmussen, who's been a killer. He misses, and it's tipped out of bounds. That is the end of the third quarter. Oh, it comes to the end of 3 in Denver, with the Celtics down by 21, 111-90. All right, we're getting set to start the fourth quarter here in Denver, and Our fourth quarter shootout entry is Michael Francis of Easton, Connecticut, or Margaret Francis of Easton, Connecticut, counting on Dennis Johnson to score first in the quarter. If she's right, Margaret will win a color TV and a Celtics jacket. However, DJ's on the bench. It'd be pretty tough for him to score from there. So, mon ami, pick someone.
Well, let's try Brad Lojas.
All right, if Brad scores and Margaret wins a color TV and a Celtics jacket. Can you believe those third quarter scoring numbers? 48 for Denver, 39 for the Celtics.
That's the way things are going. Let's go on the fourth quarter.
Blair Rasmussen is having the game of 2 of his lifetimes tonight. The young man has 32 points.
I don't mind presenting him the ball after the game. Present him with the videotape of the game. He'll probably want to show it to his grandchildren, right?
Starting the fourth quarter, Bird is getting set to check in for the Celtics. Larry will play with 5 fouls and the broken nose. Roberts baseline for 2. Jacket only for Margaret Francis of Easton, Connecticut. So it is 113-92. Adams out there with Evans, Rasmussen, Nat. The ball is slapped out off Mark Akers. And English for Denver. Bird comes in for the Celtics, so it's Minifield, Lewis, Akers, Roberts, and Bird.
Lojas goes out with 7 points.
Inbounds to Alex English. Denver leading by 21. Oh my. Rasmussen is just going right out of his mind tonight. He's got 34 points. His previous high had been 25 in the league. Minifield gets his own rebound. Can't put it in. Reggie Lewis can. 115-94, 11 minutes to play. Barring a Garrison finish, the Celtics will fall to 3-3 on this Western trip. Adams on a runner.
He's done it all, I'll tell you. He's run a good show. He's added the offensive touch when needed.
Got 15 points in the game.
Passed the sugar around. Really done a nice job with the ball movement on the team.
Pass slapped back outside by Roberts. Bird gets it to Fred Roberts. Takes it to Rasmussen and gets over it. The Nuggets have hit 3 of 3 in this quarter. We'll be getting the statistics after 3 quarters in just a moment, but I'll guess right now that Denver for the game is shooting. Roberts blocks Rasmussen's shot, and Minifield steals it. Goes to Larry Bird. I guess Denver's shooting about 70% for the game. Lewis fills the lane off to Minifield, who lays it up and misses. Rebound goes to Bird. Larry's little jumper goes in. 117-98. The crowd booing. They wanted a foul call. Tell that to Bird with a broken nose on the shot from Rasmussen. Evans outside. Rebound. Loose ball foul should be called on Rasmussen. It is. Kevin McHale is back in for the Celtics. Denver's 48 points in the third quarter this year was their most points scored in a quarter this season. Rasmussen goes out, gets a tremendous hand, and well, he should.
Oh,
He's played a great game.
I'll tell you, he did it all. He made up, more than made up for the 2 people that are missing tonight.
34 points for Rasmussen. Lewis has it knocked away by Evans. Celtics have brought in Kevin McHale, so they've got Lewis and Minifield at the guards, McHale, Roberts, and Bird up front. Robert Parrish back home with a back injury. Inbounds to Reggie. Looks to post and can't. Bird from 3. Gets it. 3-point hoop.
An old cliche, but you know, I know the momentum is not in our favor or anything else, but there still is plenty of time.
Oh, sure. There's 9:20 to go.
Casey obviously hasn't thrown the towel in, so let's hang in for a little bit here.
16-point lead is not insurmountable. However, it's now an 18-point lead on the basket by Nat, and Reggie Lewis draws the foul.
His first hoop, good penetration. They say he's a little hampered with that bad knee, but he muscles it in there, maintains control, and is able to put up a soft shot and pick up the foul in the process.
Free throw by Nat. He makes it a 3-point play, and Denver again leads by 19. The Celtics have come back from bigger deficits before, and let's see if they can now with 9 minutes to go. Denver would have to get awfully cold, but on the other hand, they've been awfully hot. Minifield takes it to the hoop strong, and it won't drop for him. Foul is on Shays, which will be his 5th. And Dirk will go to the line to shoot 2.
Good penetration by Dirk that time. We're just rushing him a little bit. We've had a half a dozen opportunities where, you know, most of the work is done. They're getting it in there, then just can't quite finish it off.
Minifield for the 2 free throws. Gets the first one. Dirk now with 3 points in the ball game. Shays goes out and Hanslick comes in for Denver, which gives them a very small club.
Mo's done a good job, by the way, of rotating his people under these circumstances. Really, probably, what, 8 players?
He's used 8, yeah. Hanslick for the Nuggets. Now Michael Adams and Alex English. English has had a big night. He has 29 points. Takes the fall away. 31 for Alex English. 122 to 103. Minifield for the Celts. Roberts baseline hits it. Now Fred's come in to hit 3 baskets here in the ball game. Bird, by the way, is up to 13 points in the game. And Larry, of course, is playing with 5 personal fouls. English comes up short. Bird has the ball. Celtics come down, trailing by 17. Reggie Lewis stops, takes it in. No, gets his own rebound. Loose ball foul. Going to be on Denver. And that one is called on Calvin Nat. The Nuggets' 3rd team foul in the quarter. The Celtics have 1. Here's Reggie getting his own rebound.
Pretty good move there by Reg. Got it in. Took off a little too soon. Left him a bit vulnerable, but then responded very quickly to the offensive board. And that's what helped pick up the foul. And McHale.
Kevin Wheels going to be called for an offensive foul. I tell you, Salvatore's done a pretty good job on him tonight. Salvatore calling McHale for the offensive foul. It'll be Denver ball. Michael Adams in a big hurry.
Tough in the open court.
Had a tough game, hasn't he?
When you fall behind and you got to go out and chase, he's got to make a lot of things happen.
I'm surprised that Washington kept Bogues and traded Michael Adams. Bogues is 5'2" or 3.
Yeah, he hasn't, at least in the times we've been in, he hasn't looked anywhere near as effective as either Webb or this young man.
Reggie with the offensive rebound puts it home. 124-107 is your score. Celtics down by 17. 7.5 minutes to play.
That's why it was so important for the Celtics to try to control the tempo. You know, try to break it down to a half-court game where, again, theoretically they had the advantage, but that has not happened. Denver has controlled the up-tempo of the game throughout, and that's allowed now, Michael, you know, Celtics are trying to catch up. They've got to extend the defense, and this is when a player like Michael Adams becomes even more effective than he generally would be.
Calvin Nat has just committed the foul, the 3rd team foul on Denver in the quarter, loose ball foul. So the Celtics with a possession. 7 minutes to go. Minifield, that's Adams on him. Now Reggie Lewis with Pat Weaver on him into McHale. Foul on Hanslick. And that will be the 4th team foul on Denver. So the Celtics will shortly be in the shooting situation. Kevin with 31 points is equal to season high. Check that. That's the 5th team foul on Denver. They had only 3 up there. Now they change it. And it is a 5th team foul on Denver. And Hanslick has checked out of the ball game for the Nuggets. McHale to shoot 2. Kevin has equaled his season high of 31. Now he has 32 in the ball game, and 1 more coming for Kevin. So a new season high in points for Kevin McHale tonight. His parents, Paul and Josephine McHale, are in attendance at tonight's game. Inbounds it comes to Adams. Bird trying to keep up with him as little Michael whirls it into the front court.
How did Bird end up with Michael?
I don't know. They've got Minifield on Calvin Nat. Now they switch. Comes to Lever, gets too far under the hoop, and they're going to wheel it back out. 15-point ball game with 6:45 to go. English has 33. 35 for Alex English. So English with 35 points and Rasmussen with 34 have been the 2 main cogs for Denver. Rasmussen, English rather, season high is 37. McHale is stripped of the ball, and it's whipped up court by Nat, but Lever falls out of bounds with it.
Yeah, it looked like he slipped. I'll tell you what. We'll pick it up when we come back.
There's going to be a timeout taken by Denver. Timeout call by the Denver Nuggets. 6:21 to go in the game. Denver leading by 15, 126 to 109. This reminder tomorrow night at 7, Blair's computer dating system bites the dust. Watch The Facts of Life. You can win a trip to Hollywood here in WLVI TV. For Denver, Adams, Lever, Dunn, English, and Rasmussen. For the Celtics, Minifield, Lewis, Lojas, Roberts, and Day are the 5 that are out there, as McHale and Bird both sat down.
I'll tell you, talking about English before the break, one of the best trades this team has ever made has been that young man over from Indianapolis at the time for a washed-up George McGinnis. Plus, they got a first-time draft pick out of it.
Roberts has had a good game, misses the shot. Lojas can't get the rebound. Rasmussen has it. The Nuggets for the game right now are shooting 67%. And they came in shooting 47. So they're 20 percentage points over their normal shooting percentage. Celtics are at 47. English on the miss, Roberts on the rebound. Celtics trailing by 15. They get it up court to Brad Lojas. Now to Dirk Minifield. Dirk to the foul line. Reggie posting up. Turn around in the paint for 2 for Reggie Lewis. And it's 126 to 111.
6 points here in the last quarter for Reggie.
Rebounding, the Celtics out-rebounded Denver 35-31 to this point, but Denver's shooting has just been blistering right from the very beginning. They'll end up at around 67 or 68%, which will probably be a team record and close to an NBA record. Roberts misses the reverse stuff. Lojas gets the rebound, pops the jumper for 2. Brad with 9 points continues to show signs and sparks of becoming a player in this league. 128-113. 5 minutes to play. Adams looking for Rasmussen, who's had a killer of a night. Loses the ball. Going to have a foul called on Brad Lojas, who is fouling out of the game on that foul with 9 points. Well, Brad Lojas fouls out. And the Celtics will have to bring someone off the bench to replace him. Denver will put the ball in play. That is the Celtics' second team foul. And they still haven't picked anyone to come in and replace him.
I think they've got 30 seconds to send a hopefully warm body in there. But
unless they decide to play with 4.
I think Casey's going to make them wait just to tease them. Casey obviously not very pleased with the officiating tonight.
Mark Akers will come in for the Celtics, replacing Brad Lojas, who was fouled out. All right, it'll be put in play by Lafayette Lever of Denver. And now the Celtics want a timeout. So there's a timeout on the floor. It is the Denver Nuggets 128 and the Celtics 113, 4:49 to play in the game. Saturday night at 7:30, they've strung up Clint Eastwood, but he doesn't kill easy. It's Hang 'em High, part of the Saturday night specials this month on WLVI TV. Now the numbers don't get any prettier in this one. Denver's shooting 66.7% for the game. Celtics at 47% for the game. And Denver with a 15-point lead. And the ball.
Well, Denver is the most prolific team in the league, as we told you, averaging 116. They've certainly lived up to that.
Well, their season high,
fortunately,
156.
Yeah, their defense is supposed to be their weak point in rebounding, and they haven't demonstrated that. If anything, the Celtics have.
Lafayette Lever, triple threat. Can score, can rebound, he can dish it off. Loops it into Rasmussen, who misses a shot, and right there committed a loose ball foul that wasn't called. Just leaned over the top of Akers. English getting it to Lever. Now Denver is slowing their offense down quite a bit as they're just spreading it out and letting the shot clock run down to 5 seconds. Akers with a steal and the pass intended for Rasmussen. surprised to see that, the way Denver's been going.
Mo knows it's academic. There's no way they're going to blow this lead in 4 minutes, especially with the troops all on the bench.
Roberts will put it in play for the Celtics. He does to Reggie Lewis, and Reggie is fouled going up for the shot, so he'll take 2. Reggie in the ball game has scored 7 points. Reggie's season high this year in his rookie year has been 14. As the former Northeastern star, we were talking about Lojas earlier, showing signs of becoming a force in the years to come offensively and rebounding and block shots. Reggie Lewis has a chance to become a force as well, as he finds a lot of ways to get open for his shots. And he's very active off the offensive boards. 128-114, 14-point game. Celtics double-team the ball, but Denver gets it up court to T.R. Dunn.
Good job by Denver, anticipating the trap, spreading out their people, making it possible for the trap to take effect.
That little herky-jerky jump shot motion of Michael Adams rips in another 2. Michael has 17 points in the game. Akers low for 2 over Rasmussen. And it's back to a 14-point game with 3:27 left. Lewis tried to go for the steal on Lever. Lever's been in the league now for 6 years. Played at Arizona State. He's 6'3". This is Adams. Michael, of course, been with several clubs. He was with the Kings and with Washington. Played in the CBA. And has certainly found a home in Denver. Alex English matches his season high, 37 points.
He's not a muscle forward, but I'll tell you, he'll hurt you in a lot of other ways.
Rebound Roberts off the miss by Day, and Fred stuffs it in. 132-118.
That's why Nat going down was such a disaster for this team. You can see the kind of scoring machine that English is with finesse. Now if they had that power forward at
backcourt violation
side,
against Denver.
It would really take a lot of the pressure off English and make the team much more productive.
All right, the Celtics will put it in play with Reggie Lewis to inbounds to Dirk Minifield. 2.5 minutes to go. The Celtics trailing by 14 points. Celtics led by 3 early in the second quarter. Denver went on an 8-0 run, and they have led it ever since then. The miss by Day, the rebound by Day, the rebound again by Day.
Not going to happen tonight, I'm afraid. Pretty good effort keeping it alive by Day, just couldn't put it in.
Akers the rebound of the miss by Denver, and Reggie Lewis pushes it down. Reggie today again. They look inside for Roberts. He wheels, but he's fouled by Alex English, and Fred Roberts will shoot 2.
English's first foul, by the way. Everyone else that's played has picked up a considerable number of fouls. That was one of the methods that Denver used, really, to neutralize the loss of the 2 people, is rotate, obviously, 8 bodies around, and if necessary, I'm sure Mo probably said, hey, don't be afraid of fouls while you're in there, especially inside. Don't give up that shot inside without giving up a foul as well, and they've done it. They've distributed their fouls. Well, English, as I said, the only one who had not picked up a foul up to now.
That's 12 points in the game now for Fred Roberts. Fred's season high 20. Tonight 12, make it 13 for Fred. Inbounds to Mike Evans, who has replaced Lafayette Lever. The Celtics put a trap on the ball. Gets to Adams over midcourt, however, with 1:50 to go. So Denver will end up sweeping the season from the Celtics, taking both meetings.
I'm not sure they've ever done that.
They never have. They have never beaten the Celtics every time they played them in one season. They have beaten the Celtics 3-1 when they played each other 4 times, but taking both of a 2-game set, no. Roberts cuts it to 10 points with 1:30 to go. 132-122. Lewis putting pressure on Evans, and now Adams with it.
Very difficult to trap Evans or Michael Adams in the open court in this kind of a situation.
Down to 7 on the shot clock for Denver. Evans, 3-pointer. Mike Evans, who in his day has always been a good 3-point shooter, gets one there.
I'll tell you, Mo said in the paper today he was going to have to get Evans in there and hope that he could respond because he hadn't played him too much. Evans certainly has done that.
Robert, for the most part, played for Denver as better than a 15-point game.
Absolutely. They've had control all the way. And I'll tell you, deserve, great deal of credit. Obviously, they had a challenge, came in shorthanded, responded to it, and beat the Celtics in just about every department. The fact the Celtics came out soft in the first half made their job easier. But, they've sustained it pretty much in every way throughout. They've searched out the good shots. They've hammered the boards. They've played the good deny D, and they deserve the win completely.
And it's all over. The final score in Denver. The Nuggets beating the Celtics 138 to 125. Larry Bird having one of his poorest nights of the season with only 13 points. He also ended up on the short end of an elbow battle with Blair Rasmussen, who broke his nose with an elbow in the second quarter. Well, it's not been a good night for Larry or the Celtics. The Nuggets took command of this one with an 8-0 run early in the second quarter. Went ahead at that point 34 to 26. And 34 to 29, and never looked back. That is it from Denver. Be with us Friday night at 10:30 when the Celtics wrap up this Western swing in Portland, Oregon against the Trailblazers. For my partner Bob Cousy, this is Gil Santos saying good night from Denver. Boston Celtics basketball on Channel 56 was produced by Lou Schumann. Once again, our final score, Denver 138, the Celtics 125. Stay tuned for a special late edition of the News at 10 right here on Channel 56. Good night.
You've been watching Boston Celtics basketball live on Channel 56. Tonight's game between the Celtics and Nuggets was brought to you in part by your New England Nissan dealers, where all you're going to hear is, yes, we can. Miller Lite, for great taste, there's only one light beer. Your Chevy dealers of New England, start where more people end up. Buy a Chevy today. By Stop and Shop Supermarkets, it's time to stop and shop. By Shawmut, win a cruise with the Celtics and cash prizes in Shawmut's $25,000 sweepstakes. Details at all Shawmut offices. Be sure to be with us Friday night at 10:30 as the Celtics wind up their Western swing in Portland, Oregon against the Trailblazers, live from the Memorial Coliseum. Tonight's Celtics telecast was a sports presentation of WLVI TV.